Imagine having every reason to hate. Imagine watching your family destroyed, your freedom stolen, your dignity crushed. Imagine holding the power to strike back. And then imagine choosing forgiveness instead. This is not weakness. This is not surrender. This is the kind of decision that rewrites history. Today I want to tell you about a man who had every right to take revenge. A man who spent 27 years in prison. A man who walked out with the power to burn a nation down. But instead he chose to build it. His name was Nelson Mandela. Before the world called him a hero, he was prisoner number 46664. Locked inside a tiny cell on Robben Island, breaking rocks under a burning sun, sleeping on a thin mat, cut off from his family, cut off from freedom, cut off from hope. The system that imprisoned him was called apartheid, a brutal system of racial segregation in South Africa, where your skin color determined your rights, your job, your future, your worth. Mandela could have come out of prison filled with rage. He could have called for war. He could have demanded blood for blood. And nobody would have blamed him. But here is the shocking truth. While the prison walls were trying to harden his heart, he was training his spirit. He studied his enemies. He learned their language. He understood their fears. He mastered his anger. Because he knew something most people never understand. If you let hatred control you, your enemy still owns you. Revenge feels powerful. It feels justified. It feels like strength. But revenge is a reaction. Leadership is a decision. When Mandela finally walked free in 1990, the world was watching. South Africa was on the edge of civil war. Tension was boiling. Fear was everywhere. Speech. One angry call. One spark, and the country could have exploded. Instead, he said something that shocked everyone. He said, "I stand before you not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people." He did not speak of revenge. He spoke of reconciliation. He did not demand domination. He demanded unity. That decision changed the future of a nation. Let me ask you something. When someone betrays you, when someone humiliates you, when someone blocks your success, what do you want? Do you want justice, or do you want revenge? There is a difference. Justice builds. Revenge destroys. Mandela understood that if he punished the past, he would sacrifice the future. So instead of revenge trials, he supported the truth and reconciliation process. A bold national conversation where victims could speak, and perpetrators could confess. Perfect. It was painful. It was controversial, but it stopped a bloodbath. Think about that. One man's refusal to hate saved thousands of lives. That is power. Real power is not crushing your enemy. Real power is controlling yourself. And here is the part that matters to you. You may not be leading a country, but you are leading your life. Every day you face moments where you can react, or you can rise. You can post the angry comment, or you can build the better future. You can gossip, or you can grow. You can hold a grudge for years, or you can release it and move forward. Mandela once said that resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Think about that. How many people are stuck not because of what happened to them, but because of the anger they refuse to let go? Revenge promises satisfaction, but it delivers nothing but more pain. Chains. Forgiveness feels unfair, but it delivers freedom. When Mandela became president of South Africa in 1994, he invited his former jailers to his inauguration. Imagine that. The same men who guarded his prison cell, now sitting in the front row. That was not weakness. That was dominance of the highest level. He was showing the world that his spirit had never been imprisoned. And here is something powerful. When he supported the national rugby team, a team that many black South Africans associated with oppression, he wore their jersey. He united the country behind one symbol. That single act helped bridge a racial divide that seemed impossible to heal. Leadership is not about feeding the pain. It is about healing it. Now let's bring this home. Maybe you were overlooked for a promotion. Maybe a business partner betrayed you. Maybe a friend walked away, laughed at your dream. You have two options. You can build your life around proving them wrong, or you can build your life around becoming better. One is fueled by anger. The other is fueled by vision. Anger burns fast. Vision burns long. Mandela spent 27 years preparing for one opportunity, and when that opportunity came, he was ready. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people lose their future because they cannot let go of their past. They replay the insult. They replay the failure. They replay the rejection. And every replay strengthens the chain. But what if the greatest revenge is success without hatred? What if the most shocking move you can make is refusing to play the game of bitterness? In a culture that celebrates clapbacks, public takedowns, and viral humiliation, choosing dignity is revolutionary. Disruptive. Choosing growth is unstoppable. Mandela was not born fearless. He was not born saintly. He was human. He felt anger. He felt pain. He felt loss. But he made a decision. He decided that his mission was bigger than his emotions, and that is leadership. Leadership is choosing purpose over pride. So here is your challenge. The next time you feel the urge to get even, pause. Ask yourself, will this move build my future, or just satisfy my ego? Because history is not changed by revenge. History is changed by restraint. History is changed by courage. History is changed by people who can take the hit, absorb the pain, and still choose to build. Think about the businesses that failed before they succeeded. Think about the athletes who were cut before they became legends. Think about the leaders who were doubted before they were respected. Faced moments of humiliation, but they turned humiliation into fuel, not weapons. Mandela walked out of prison taller than the walls that held him, not because he fought back with fists, but because he fought back with character. Character is built in silence, in suffering, in unfairness. Anyone can be kind when life is easy. Anyone can talk about unity when they are winning. But can you choose integrity when you are wounded? That is the test, and that is the opportunity. Because the world expects revenge, the world predicts retaliation, the world prepares for conflict. But when you respond with wisdom, you shift the narrative, you change the game, and sometimes you change history. Imagine if Mandela had called for violence. Imagine if South Africa had fallen into civil war. Imagine the lives lost, the generations scarred, one decision prevented. That one decision to rise above revenge. Now here's the final truth. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean excusing injustice. It does not mean allowing abuse. It means refusing to let the past dictate your future. It means you control your response. It means you are stronger than your anger. You may never stand on a presidential stage. You may never lead a nation, but you will stand at the crossroads of revenge and growth, again and again, and every time you choose growth, you change your personal history. Every time you choose discipline over drama, you elevate your standard. Every time you choose purpose over pride, you become unstoppable. Mandela once said that courage is not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. The same is true for forgiveness. It is not the absence of pain, it is the triumph over pain. So here is the shocking move that changes everything. Refuse revenge. Not because they deserve mercy, but because you deserve freedom. Refuse revenge, not because the past did not hurt, but because your future matters more. Refuse revenge, and watch how your life begins to shift. Because when you master yourself, you master your destiny. He refused revenge, and had changed history. What will you refuse so you can change yours? If this message moved you, if it challenged you, if it reminded you that your power is greater than your pain, then carry it forward, because the strongest leaders are not the loudest. They are the most disciplined, and the most dangerous person in any room is not the one seeking revenge. It is the one who has mastered himself. Choose mastery, choose growth, choose the future.